I'd like to thank Councilmember Osornio and Rocha for presenting the Black History Month proclamation to Tony Anderson and students that were part of founding Umoja. Umoja, which means unity. It's a community and critical resource. The group is a community and critical resource dedicated to enhancing the cultural and educational experiences of the African American and other students. Thank you to Tyshell, Kayla, who was here a little earlier, Kendra and Asia for facilitating and participating in the roundtable discussion. The need to bring industry to Salinas, support youth activities, address inequalities within the city were my biggest takeaways. It was also an honor to present a District 5 recognition to Mr. Charles Chambers, a longtime Salinas resident, active in our community. And in an interview, he said he enjoys causing good trouble. And he defines that as talking about things that nobody wants to talk about. I don't like the title of good trouble because I think it alludes to something negative, but I think it's something necessary. But he also volunteers with the Salinas Juneteenth. He also worked in law enforcement, both as a police officer and a correctional officer, and then next took on community issues from a different angle, switching careers to human services. And I'd like the city in the future to honor his amazing legacy.
Well, thank you everyone for showing up today, and we really appreciate you joining us for this special occasion where members of the City Council, and while it's 3 of us today, I want to let you know it's on behalf of the entire City Council. Our mayor had a previous scheduling commitment that she couldn't make it, but this resolution was approved by the entire City Council as it was read in our City Council meeting and signed by the mayor on behalf of the city. So please know you have the full support of the entire City Council. But I want to thank you all for being here today. We want to take a moment to honor Black History Month and make sure that we, as the month comes to an end, take a moment to acknowledge that Black History Month is, yes, 1 month, but Black history is all throughout the year. And it's important that we recognize that. Not only to recognize that, but to recognize the work that's being done in our community by the Black community, to bring those voices to the forefront, critical voices that have not always been represented as they should have been throughout the history of our city. We are a city that, as we see, it says rich in land, rich in values. We value our diversity, we value our culture, and certainly the Black community is a core component of that. And so we want to make sure we acknowledge you, uplift you, and also provide a space for you all to have your voices reflected in our dialogue as a city. So thank you for being here. Give yourself a round of applause. I want to provide an opportunity for my colleagues from the City Council to share a few words as well. If you'd like to say something. Be careful, too.
Yes, thank you. Well, I'm just grateful that you were able to join us. I thank Asia for being a constant voice in my ear about what's important for our city. It's amazing what you don't know that you don't know. And I'm learning a lot, and I thank Anthony and my Councilmember Osornio for continuing to bring these issues to the forefront. So I'm just here to support.
Yeah, so I wanted to say obviously thank you to everybody that's here. I remember the first conversations having the Juneteenth and the celebration and getting invited to that, and to really see what it's evolved into and see when folks can get together and really make sure that that there's representation, right? And we're saying, hey, you know what? Come on over to the event. Let's all get together. This is a community event, and some of those are the things that for me I really appreciate, right? I appreciate going to. I appreciate attending, and also that's something that really sticks out in my head, is just really seeing that when we all come together as a community. Look at what that does, right? It's like 1 year you see it, and you see everybody was nervous the first year it was getting organized. And then you start seeing it every single year after year, and it's really coming together as a community. But obviously, folks that are in here right now doing the work, just wanted to say thank you for bringing this to the community and really showing representation. So we appreciate it.
So we're going to go ahead and read the proclamation. And also I forgot to mention, although we all know each other, my name is Councilmember Anthony Rocha, representing the 6th District. This is Mayor Pro Tem Orlando Osornio, representing the 4th City Council District, and Andrew Sandoval, Salinas City Council Member, representing the 5th City Council District. Here to serve you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read the proclamation. National Black History Month, February 2024. whereas February is designated as National Black History Month, and whereas Black History Month recognizes the contributions of African Americans to U.S. history and are essential to the ongoing story of America, and whereas in 1976 the week-long event officially became Black History Month when U.S. President Gerald Ford extended the recognition to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history. And Black History Month has been celebrated in the United States every February since. And whereas Black History Month also celebrates the achievements and contributions that African Americans have made in our community in various manners, such as through the arts, and whereas African American artists have used art to preserve history and community memory as well as for empowerment, and whereas the City of Salinas recognizes African Americans' contributions to the visual and performing arts, literature, folklore, language, music, film, and other forms of cultural expression in which their influence has been paramount. Now therefore, I, Mayor Kimberly Craig, on behalf of the Salinas City Council, hereby proclaim the month of February 2024 as National Black History Month throughout the City of Salinas, and call upon our community to observe this year's theme, African Americans and the Arts. Now we have some special guest speakers we want to bring up. And so first I want to pass on the microphone to Tyshell Johnson-Hill from Umoja.
Well, I'm not really sure what to say, but I will say thank you guys for giving us this opportunity and recognizing everything that we've done in the Black community. Umoja was a big struggle to get started from the beginning. I can say I was there from the beginning, and I'm there now as program assistant, so I think we're doing pretty good so far. Thank you guys for this again, and happy Black History Month.
Thank you. Now we'd like to bring up the Salinas Juneteenth Association. Would you like to share a few words?
No. Totally. Actually, Umoja is an incredible opportunity, and I like to say it's awesome to have Michaela and Tyshell and so many people here who made this possible, and some people who didn't make it possible. I was going to say Tasia, well, it's going to wait. I don't want Dad to say, well, you know my daughters.
Oh,
no. Actually, Umoja is an opportunity to give people who come to our campus a chance to feel welcome. And that's what Umoja is about to me. Tyshell was the one, and Kayla were the ones who were banging on my door saying, you gotta do something, we need to have representation, we need to do, and I just said, I remember from the very start, they said the more you know about yourself, the more you're willing to learn about others. So I think if you want to see the incredible things that people do, you have to be open to them. And so I'm very lucky and blessed to have the opportunity to work with these young ladies to get this started. And my boss, who's hiding right now, a little shy, she has blown the system up. We got a crack in the door, and she brought a flood. She said, we're going to make this work better, and she's done it every day that she's been there. So I'm very proud to say I'm part of a team, and that team is Tyshell Hill? Johnson Hill. We got to get both those people, both of them. Our director, Gabby Lopez, who's the director of equity programs at our campus. And our goal is to make everybody who comes to our campus feel welcome. I appreciate the opportunity to work with them. And I thank you for acknowledging them. Like you said, valuing yourself enough to care makes it easier for you to share that love with others. So thank you.
Thank you for your powerful words. I'd like to bring up Asia Guillory from the Salinas Juneteenth.
I want to bring up Kendra as well.
Dr.
Kendra. Yes. And another shout out to Tony Anderson. How long have you been a counselor at Hartnell College?
2004.
2004. 20 years this man has been space for Black students, so thank you for your continued service and passion. Salinas Juneteenth was holding its meetings in the Umoja space, so just want to also acknowledge holding space for us to do this hard work and planning and storing random stuff. We appreciate it, and we appreciate the partnership. I'm Asia Gildery.
I'm Kendra Cabrera.
And we're both the coordinators for the Salinas Juneteenth Celebration Association, and we'll be celebrating our 4th year. It means a lot to be recognized by the city, and what really is important, I think, is to have the continued support where we are here and accepting proclamations, but we also have people on the streets, boots on the ground, volunteering, and being a voice to bring those that are not usually attending the types of events that we host. Because we want to not only support inclusivity, but we understand, like Tony was saying, once you know yourself, if you know your history, you know yourself. If you don't know your history, you don't know yourself. So Black history is every day, 365 days a year. It is American history, and we are very honored to receive this in partnership with Umoja, but we have to also remember to do that work and recognize that there's Black leadership and Black excellence, not just from the beginnings of the motherland in Africa, but these youths that are here today, that are in college, that are thinking about what their community needs and finding their own sense of purpose and bringing that to the community where they live and taking it wherever they decide to go. Ms. Kendra, Ethnic Studies Chair, been teaching about Black history and all the struggles that we continue to endure, has been very supportive in Juneteenth right hand, and I'm very, very appreciative to have you on board. What would you like to share with this group, and what do we need to continue to thrive?
I just want to take a moment just to thank our community partners, because without them, it would not be possible. So the City of Salinas has been very supportive of this since day one, especially Councilmember Sandoval has been awesome and always there for us, so thank him for that. I'd also like to thank Hartnell College, who has joined this, has been fiscally supporting us since also day one, and became a partner in supporting us in year 2, hosting us for the past few years and providing substantial financial support. Without them, it would not be possible. There's a lot of people I would like to thank, of course. Also, LULAC this year just became a partner, so thank you for that. NAACP of Monterey County has also supported us. Monterey Peninsula College has supported us also since day one. And so, and also all the businesses, Panera, Starbucks, Mod Pizza, Cherry Bean, Jersey Mike's, Bagel Bakery, Bagel Corner, right? So we've just been so blessed to have so many people coming out to support the Salinas Juneteenth celebration. And you know, I think I don't want to be sort of repetitive, but you know, African American history is American history, American history is African American history. And you know, Black History Month basically recognizes that officially, but it just recognizes something that is just known and also should be cherished and celebrated. So thank you so much. And this is our 4th year, and I invite everyone sitting here to come to our meetings, to participate active with us, to be our partners. The more we have in terms of people willing to put boots in the ground, the more successful we're going to be. So this year we're going to be June 22nd at Hartnell College. And yes, and we're hoping to provide substance this year. Again, sustenance and substance. So both of those things this year. So we will let you know. Please keep posted. I think it's going to be 2 to 6. So that's what we're planning, sort of an afternoon, summer, evening of arts and crafts, community, celebration, history, and joy. Black joy is very beautiful, but you know, Salinas is a multicultural city. It's all of our joy, right? And that's how our celebration always is at Salinas. I'd also like to thank just the community of Salinas, the residents for coming out year after year. It's so lovely to see people I live with, work with, you know, shop with, celebrate with me and with us. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd also like to thank our City of Salinas Public Arts Department, and Councilman Rocha attended and Judith McCaskill attended, along with some of our group. We celebrated Carter G. Woodson and the love of learning, and that was at the Salinas Public Library. We also hosted a Kwanzaa event at the Old Town Farmers Market, which was very well attended, and that was through funding from the Salinas City Public Arts Grant, and we appreciate that and hope to continue to bring those types of events to our community. I wanted to also acknowledge a few people and offer an opportunity for you all to come speak.
Yes.
We have Mr. Chambers, our local historian, who's been a Salinas native since the 70s. Who spoke at our Carter G. Woodson. I'd also like to invite Miss Michaela Miller to come up and speak as well. Our organization, and we cannot do it. We got this generational bridge that we're always building. And that's what keeps, I think that's what keeps my passion going. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Good afternoon, everyone. I wasn't planning on speaking. I just came to support, but I wanted you, I appreciate the opportunity to say two things. First of all, I want us to all turn around and acknowledge the oldest person in the room. I don't know her name, but I want to honor her as our senior. When we honor our elders, what it does, it encourages them to keep on doing what they're doing. And it encourages us to have that goal. We look up to you. We thank you for all that you've done. We love you for who you are, and we appreciate everything you've done. We know that you have a family because they're here with you. So thank you so very much. We appreciate it. If we forget our elders, guess what? We forget our history. We have to always acknowledge our elders. Now, with all this gray hair and some of it on top of it all, I'm kind of an elder too, but I always like to recognize my elders. My father, my birth father, was born in 1892. My grandfather was born in 1858. No, 1862. My grandmother was born in 1858. They were both slaves. So I come directly from slavery. So I'm here today just to say thank you to everyone that's representing building up the Black community in Salinas, acknowledging the Black community, the city council members that's supportive. The City of Salinas has always been supportive of the Black community, and I'm glad that we have individuals here now that's continuing that and continuing that support. It's a partnership, and we thank you and appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, let's give another round for Mr. Chambers, please. Well, as a person who has been shouted out that they were there in the very beginning, this, my heart is pounding. This is full circle. Because I'm talking about three little girls who had a dream. Me, Tasha, and Tasia, who were wondering why we couldn't get anywhere in our education. Why we were always blocked when we tried to be ourselves. So we went to the city council meeting. It was then I realized that slavery never ended. It was just made public. When I saw these people who were on a podium look down, when we stood up there with our proud chests and said, hey, we want to have a program, we want to have a room, we want to have a curriculum, and a teacher of color who is Black, and we want to have a room and a space for Black and Indigenous people to be proud of who they are here. down at us, I'm sorry, I'm very blunt, with their white faces. I knew exactly then what it meant to be in a plantation. They said, hey, you're not only black, you're all female. Where the men, I don't know, but since you're black and female coming here asking us these things and bringing our attention our flaws, you're gonna have to work 100 times harder to make anything happen. Why I say, look at us now. We not only have a room, we have allies. We have a whole celebration, a whole day. And we're going to keep on climbing. I have two friends who didn't even know the importance of their blackness, now coming to me and telling me, hey, I'm happy to be a model, and we are making changes. I'm happy about my curls, and I recognize my mother's roots and how that affects me and makes me happy, and I can be myself around you and these people. When there wasn't a space for us, and now I'm coming to a different committee who writes proclamations. And I said, let this just not be words on a plaque. Let's really, even for me, take this opportunity to really make this real, to make a run for it no matter who tries to stop us. Because if we don't do it now, if we don't be the change that we want to see, it will never happen. So I'm happy, I'm sorry for crying, I'm happy for all the joyous celebrations, but this is the reality. People will literally block you until you know.
Preach.
And make you upset and not want to go back. And then I come back and there's a room there. And I wouldn't have even known if I wouldn't be able to see it because I was stopped because of my faith. Because I didn't want to say yes to a vaccine. Because I didn't want to say, okay, I guess there isn't a space for me. I guess I'll just flow the system. No, that's the same change that held our ancestors in shackles. And I'm saying no. And I'm going to keep interrupting. I'm going to keep knocking on that door of Mr. Anderson, of Hartnell, of Salinas, of this entire earth, until I see justice. Until my friends, Jemias Henry doesn't go to jail, to prison for 30 years to life for a situation that had nothing to do with him. But he's still part of the committee for a situation that had nothing to do with him. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And in the skin color, they say, oh, maybe because he's black. No, that's a gift. And you guys are going to stop making it a curse. Mm-hmm. And this room is where we're happy. And we're all happy and stuff, but do you realize it took into 2024 to have a declaration? We're late in the game. And with that wake-up call, we're going to continue. Sprint. Wait, I'm not done. I want to bring up the models, Rose and Amy Rose, a returning model, Rose Lopez, and a new model. Because they saw that this was a place where they could say, hey, I have a black father, I have a black mother.
I do, actually I do. I do too, and my grandpa too.
Yeah, so I'm part black, I'm Hispanic, Panamanian, white. Everybody keeps saying that I'm not black, I'm not black. Well, I am. But let me skip to the point. Like, everybody's equal. Then they're showing Little Mermaid, Black Mermaid, Tinkerbell, or even CoverGirl. They have a lot to say. They're proud. We have Tyra Banks. What about her? She's a model. She's representing the black community. So I'm Rose. I'm a model of Salinas Juneteenth celebration. I'm attending every session of that. I'm an association committee member as well. The fashion show inspired me. I'm a model, I'm a beauty advisor. I do a lot of makeup. I'm representing a lot of the culture, the beauty. And as a committee, we are making the world a better place. Thank you all for having me.
And thank you too.
Again, I say that these people really didn't know who they were. And they were welcome to a space to figure it out, to have explanations and to learn. And so I want to also invite allies to come, to really learn about history, not just about the slaves and the chains and Christopher Columbus and the white folks, no, about what really happened, about the kings and the queens, who we still are, who we come from, really. That slavery wasn't the only thing that has African American history. We were here before slavery. We are actually indigenous as well, to come out and learn. And then when you learn about us, you get to learn about your culture through us. Just like they did. So come out June 22nd at Hartnell College Student Center to see the land acknowledgement, the welcome greeting, the fashion show, the performances. I'll be singing and making a joyful noise, and all the fun, and the free food. We have free food this year, folks. Let me be quiet. I'm saying too much. Bye-bye.
Let's go. Probably just that.
Well, thank you very much. I just say this is your city hall. As Asia will tell you, I'm not going to pretend to know your struggles. I'm not going to pretend that. So I rely on you. And one of my pitches for tonight is to get involved. Asia will tell you that I'm very persistent. As I was trying to get Mr. Chambers on the committee, as Dr. Kendra knows. The reality is we need representation. You know, it can't always be the same voices and the same people. So, you know, I've asked our city clerk for a list of our vacancies on our committee. I'm glad that this year is Black History art, right? We have an arts commission who funds projects, so we need people to be able to have a voice on those different committees so that we can get better representation, better direction of funds that have traditionally not been directed in certain places. So. With that, I was having a conversation with Mr. Chambers earlier, and he was sharing with me of his relationship with Jesse Sanchez and the good work that they did together, because I do believe that we are stronger together.
Yes.
With that, I'd like to invite Asia up here. Yes, because we are stronger together, Asia. Yes. Yeah, Asia is one of my favorite people. I think she's awesome. She has a lot of knowledge. Yeah.
Very honest.
Yes, and so I agree. Yes, you know, it took me a little wrangling to get Asia to be on our police advisory committee. She can tell you the stories. Probably sounds a little worse than wrangling, but she's there and she's a very important voice for our city. So I encourage all of you to also.
There may be some vacancies coming up.
There's no vacancies coming.
Oh,
We need more. And sometimes, you know, when you're the only voice somewhere, it does, as Mr. Chambers says, it is tiring. It gets frustrating. So that's my encouraging words to you, is that there needs to be more voices. So I just want to acknowledge Asia for all the things she helps me with. And as you can see, the city council is different from other city councils. There's funds being directed that haven't been directed, or areas that have been neglected for a long, long time. So we're making progress. I shared it with Mr. Chambers. I get a little frustrated sometimes because I want change faster. Because I feel like we waited so long. So I always appreciate my colleagues for, you know, supporting me at times with some of these things, and sometimes explaining the process that sometimes takes too long for me. I was reading an article not too long ago, and I shared with Mr. Chambers a little bit ago, and one of the things I remember most about Mr. Chambers was he said, you know, it's important, I'm not going to quote it incorrectly, but it's something along the lines like, it's good to get into good trouble. You know, sometimes, you know, I have mixed feelings about the word good trouble, right? Because I don't see it as trouble. right? But I think we've used, what was that? Yeah. We've used those words to kind of ease the, maybe others and the way they feel about what we're doing. But anyways, I just want to say that I appreciate Asia, I appreciate all of you, and I am going to be asking you to step up and be voices in our different committees. And I'd also like this opportunity to honor Mr. Chambers, so if you can come on up. Aww. Yes. Yeah, it's important to realize that we do, you know, we wouldn't be here except for the giants that come before us. And so it's my honor to be able to commend and congratulate Charles Chambers for his dedication and support of the Salinas community.
Baby.
God bless you.
I'm not gonna lie.
Camera anyway. This is an honor. Thank you very much. I wasn't expecting this. I just came to support. I know that, you know, when you lead, there's a limitation, and you have to understand when you reach that limitation that you need to step aside and stop leading and start following and start assisting and start pushing. So I'm here to push. I'm not here to lead any longer. So I want to push you. I want to push you. I want to push you. I want to push everyone to keep going. Push you as well, and you. Because, you know, we did some things back then when it needed to be done in the community, and now it's your turn. And I'm excited because you're still doing it. You're doing what needs to be done. You're not sitting around just waiting for somebody else to do it. That's the biggest problem in our community, is always waiting for somebody else to do it. Guess who should do it?
Us.
You. And the thing is that if there's a reason why you can't do it, at least support those who's doing it. Don't be like crabs in a barrel. Don't be trying to pull everybody down that's trying to grow and trying to grow the community. Don't pull them down. Be behind them and push them up. If they need to stand on your back, then get on your knees and let them stand on your back.
Oh, bless you.
Yes, we'll present it to them, yes. You know, we also wanted to take this opportunity, as I said earlier, we can't pretend to know the struggles that you all face. And if you all have a couple more minutes, we'd love to be able to sit with you and listen and see how we can support and be good allies. And that's what we're here for. So I don't know if any of my colleagues would like to say any closing words.
I'm excited to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to everyone who got the ability to speak, sharing your stories. They're powerful, and they need to be heard in this room and every single room of power, right? To hear these voices are so important, to hear all of our collective community voices. So thank you. And I'd love to be able to participate in a community dialogue with you and learn more. So thank you so much.
Mama, come on.
New City Council.
Come on, Mom. Mom's going to join you right now. Don't go nowhere. Come on, Mama. Go sit in the chair. Go join them. Go. Our rap is over there.
You know what I like about this? It's all women.
It's all women.
How's it feel? How do those chairs feel? You got a seat of power now? You a seat at the table?
All right. If we can all go behind, perfect. It's recording, so.